Alright, so I know I'm pretty sort of late with making this video, but finally wanting to go ahead and make this video, so it happened. It finally happened. Finally got ourselves a coach. Decision was finally made by Lane Kiffin. He, of course, will be the new head coach for the LSU Tigers. Definitely big news this past weekend. Of course, tried to do a video yesterday, Sunday, when all the announcements were made, but just wasn't able to get it, so I'm recording now, which today for me is Monday. This video, you guys probably won't watch it until at least maybe Tuesday, the next day. But anyway, still wanted to go ahead and make this video so I can give you guys my thoughts and talk about everything that went down this past weekend and has gone down with, of course, this whole Lane Kiffin situation. So definitely, of course, that's what I'll be talking about in today's video. So if you guys are new to the BrewCrew channel, of course, I do football content like this for LSU and Saints and other football stuff as well. I also do some wrestling content as well, so you guys are wrestling fans as well, I do content like that as well. So if you guys haven't yet here on the channel, I don't know what I was trying to say there. If you guys haven't yet on the channel or are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for future upcoming videos here on the BrewCrew channel. And with that being said, let's just go ahead and get right into it. Of course, the big news coming out this past weekend on Sunday, which was yesterday for me as I'm recording, Lane Kiffin announced and is official that he is the new LSU head coach for the Fighting Tigers. Of course, big I don't want to say controversy, but a big situation and all that. Kind of just go through like what happened kind of leading up to this. Of course, we all know it was rumored for the weeks and all that, and LSU was looking at Lane Kiffin ever since firing Brian Kelly a couple weeks ago after the Texas A&M game. The weeks, of course, sort of go by, and really right now it all came down to what happened last week. You know, like on the Friday of of course, the Egg Bowl, Black Friday, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, which would now go down as the final game for Lane Kiffin as the head coach for the Ole Miss Rebels. But we didn't know that at first. Of course, we thought it was going to be announced after. Then he said he would kind of pray, think on it, sleep on it, and would definitely have some sort of announcement. The next day. The next day comes around, Saturday. It was a big moment, of course. Friday was another big moment with Texas upsetting Texas A&M, costing A&M a shot at the SEC title. Of course, we know the SEC championship will be Georgia and Alabama after Alabama pulled out the win against Auburn, if Auburn would have won, Ole Miss would have gone on to face Georgia in the SEC championship. But sadly, with an Alabama win, Ole Miss, of course, will only make it to the playoffs with one of their best records in school history, with an 11-1 record, and one of their best seasons in school history. But now it's going to go down as also one of the craziest seasons, as they now, of course, lost their head coach with Lane Kiffin. Their interim head coach is their defensive coordinator. I can't remember his name. Of course, Saturday there was an announcement of potentially LSU sending some sort of private plane to go get Lane Kiffin. That was the first sort of seed planted of him potentially coming to LSU. Then the next day on Sunday, which was yesterday for me, he had apparently a 9 o'clock morning team meeting with the team and with other people, with other members of the team as well, to talk about, of course, him going to LSU. The stuff and all that was showing and saying that he was coming to LSU, the next head coach. Then he finally made it official, posting, I believe, on his X account, I believe it was, mostly posting a big statement, to kind of say it short, mostly just saying that he, of course, had a lot of thought, a lot of prayer, but he has accepted and will be accepting the LSU head coaching job. So, of course, later on Sunday, it was made official that he is the next and new head coach, which, of course, is very big for this team. And there's also other big stuff with this. First, kind of just give you my thoughts real quick before we talk about some other stuff that's happened as well. I'm definitely interested. I'm excited to see because we have a new head coach. But I'm interested to see because this, of course, is Lane Kiffin. We'll definitely just have to see how this era goes with Lane Kiffin, because we know his history of being a head coach, his history with some of the teams he's had in the past, like right now with Ole Miss, and of course back then with Tennessee, and also with USC as well. So it's just an interesting scenario that we're going to see us in for the next few years. I also saw today, as me recording this, it was a full 7-year, $91 million contract that the Tigers have went on to give Lane Kiffin. So that is, of course, a big contract, big money for Lane Kiffin. So hopefully it goes all 7 years go well, especially with the contract that we are giving him. So again, we'll just have to see. So other news, actually, I don't know if this was true. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys know. I probably will look it up, but I don't know for sure. But let me know in the comments down below if this is true. I believe the offense coordinator for Ole Miss, who was coached with Lane Kiffin, also would be leaving Ole Miss, coming to join Lane Kiffin as our new offensive coordinator, which is big for us because we need a new offensive coordinator. And of course, with how Ole Miss offense was, bringing in the offensive coordinator and Lane Kiffin's offensive mind as a head coach, definitely big for our team and big for offense. Good news for our defense. Blake Baker has been retained by the team and will be staying on the team as the defensive coordinator.
Hey guys, so Future Hayden here. Right now I am editing this video right now. I'm editing this video, the Lane Kiffin video. And before I even started editing the video, of course, part that I just finished saying that Blake Baker was just potentially retained by the team and would be still coaching. I did actually find out that apparently that might not be happening, because right now he is apparently in maybe an interview with the Tulane head coaching jobs. So I guess just kind of keep updated with that and everything else. So we'll see if we do keep Blake Baker or if Blake Baker moves on to go become head coach. So just wanted to come on here and say that real quick. So let you guys go back to the video and I'll send it back to past Hayden.
So that is definitely big news, especially with how pretty good this defensive season has been, and it's all really thanks to Blake Baker, who's been an amazing defensive coordinator. Yeah, there's been some games where we've had some questionable stuff on defense, but all around, it's definitely been a really solid, good defensive season, and it's definitely thanks to Blake Baker. So that is definitely good news there, and so yeah, so it's just wild for this scenario, and wild for, of course, Ole Miss fans and for the Ole Miss team, that after a historic season, one of their best seasons in school history, they make the playoffs, close to making a title, and they lose their head coach, the head coach who had sort of revitalized this program and bring them to not only playoff contenders but potential national champion contenders, and they get to that point and he leaves. I don't know if I don't know if this is true. Let me let me know in the comments if I'm wrong or not. But I'm pretty sure I saw that there was some sort of talks that Lane Kiffin was having with the team, that he wanted to stay coaching with the team for the playoffs and potential run to the championship. But he was still going to go to LSU after the season. But I think the team didn't agree with that, or something went on between him and the team, and nothing was reached to an agreement, and the team, of course, just full on just let him go to LSU, replace him quickly with their defensive coordinator as the interim head coach. Of course, a lot of people say it does kind of messed up with them, because now it's like they're going to have to figure out coaching as well, because now this is a critical part of the season for them, that not only that they have to focus on the playoff stuff, but also they're now focusing on trying to find a new head coach for them for next season, since their other head coach has now left for Baton Rouge and is officially the new LSU head coach. So it's definitely a crazy scenario all around in college football, and it's definitely going to be something that is going to be talked about for years to come. So yeah, but I know there's some people who are kind of up and down about this decision because it's Lane Kiffin, and we know the history of Lane Kiffin with him being a coach. He's had 117 wins as a head coach in his entire career as a head coach. So that's not bad of a win record, especially for him. I'm pretty sure he's close to like 60 losses, like 59 losses or something, 50 something losses, I believe it. I remember, if I can remember correctly, is what it is. Of course, head coaching time with USC in two separate occasions. Tennessee, was offensive coordinator at Alabama, then went to coach at FAU, Florida Atlantic, then went to Ole Miss. Great stint there, 55-19 record. People do sometimes forget, even I definitely didn't know or forgot, that he did have a stint in the NFL from 2008 to 2009 as the then called Oakland Raiders head coach. So definitely a pretty interesting coaching career as for Lane Kiffin, going around a lot of teams, and definitely also bringing himself some controversy. So, I mean, some fans would be worried, and I would be worried as well. The only thing really for this is that, do I think he could bring success to this team and bring potential national championship success? I believe he can, because I do, even though, yes, with some back and forth of people not liking him and all this other stuff of him being a head coach, I do still believe he can be a perfect fit, perfect coach to kind of like what he did with Ole Miss a little bit, but like bring back and revitalize the LSU, this LSU team, and bring him back to sort of the old days of them, being one of the top teams. And I feel like, and I hope that's what we'll see for Lane Kiffin. It is going to be, of course, it is, of course, going to be a tough season next year. Pretty tough schedule, especially in Lane Kiffin's first year. So we'll just have to, of course, see where, of course, the season will go next year with Lane Kiffin. But I do want to say this before I end off this video, because I'm kind of getting to a point right now. The only thing I'm worried about is him doing the same thing, sort of doing the same thing he's always done. And that's the one worry I have with Lane Kiffin. What I'm saying is he goes to a new team, and mostly let me rephrase it. The one worry I have is him doing the same thing to us to what he did to Ole Miss. And I don't think that will happen. If it does, then it does. Is in a few years he's going to be the head coach. He will either continue on with the 7-year contract, or at some point in the middle of this contract, a new coaching job is going to happen. And some people are going to have Lane Kiffin's name in that category, because it's Lane Kiffin, and if Lane Kiffin at this point had been revitalizing LSU, bringing back them national championship success, my only worry is that at some point in the middle of this contract, in the middle of his time with us, he's going to do the same thing he sort of did with Ole Miss. So that's just my one worry. And you guys can let me know in the comments down below if you guys kind of feel the way. I'm sort of up and down. I'm excited. I'm interested to see how it goes. There is, of course, the worry of him doing the same thing, because this is how Lane Kiffin has been, with his coaching tenure. He coaches for one team for a few years. He leaves them to go to another team, potentially could be better for him and find better success for him or something like that. Of course, Tennessee fans will never forget him for the 1 year and just out of nowhere leaving. I know there's more to the story and all that for that. That could be a whole video, if I'm honest with you, or something. But, of course, a whole story in its own right. And now Ole Miss has that. I think this could be crazier than Tennessee, and just in my opinion, because just of the scenario and the situation that now Ole Miss is put in. Because now they're in the playoffs, they lost their head coach. Now not only do they have to focus on playing in these playoff games and trying to make a playoff run, they now have to figure out who their next coach is going to be. And it's sort of slimmed down, because most of the coaches who were fired and have now gone to new teams, have already been sort of taken, So it's definitely been a crazy coaching carousel, especially before the end of the season. And it's definitely the problem with college football. And like Nick Saban has said it, and I definitely fully agree, and I'm kind of on the board. This is definitely a college football problem, where these coaches are having the choices, or are technically given the choice, because that's what Lane Kiffin was also given, And he kind of said it this isn't a Lane Kiffin problem. This is a college football problem conundrum, or whatever, because literally these teams were giving him a choice before the end of the season, and I'm pretty sure he didn't want, I'm not saying he didn't want to come to LSU. If he still wanted to after the season, after the playoffs, then that would have been fine. I feel like that would have been the best situation, to have him still be with the team. Maybe, yes, announce that he is potentially planning on leaving and looking at another job or something, but it not be a big deal and him leave towards the end of the season, especially a big part of the season for Ole Miss. So it's just a wild scenario, of course, coming into the end of the season, going into the playoffs, and then, of course, now looking forward to next season already. So it's just a wild scenario for not only LSU, but also for Ole Miss. But again, not to make this video much longer, I'm definitely excited for it. I'm interested to see. Again, I told you guys my one worry. So yeah, so that's really all much really that's gone down. I kind of just gave you all my thoughts. Kind of ran down what happened this past weekend and all his coaching stuff. Of course, let y'all know with other stuff that is, of course, announced with this Lane Kiffin stuff as well. So yeah, if you guys made it this far in the video, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys made it this far in the video, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about Lane Kiffin being the new LSU head coach, and also other thoughts that I talked about here in the video. Let me know in the comments down below. And so yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys end up enjoying this video, you know, as always, hit that like button, also hit the subscribe button, and as well hit the notification bell for future upcoming videos here on the BrewCrew channel. And with everything out of the way, to end off this video, hope you guys have an amazing, blessed day, and I'll see you guys in my next video.